Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibotimus coming with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Takara Tomy Transformers Leader Class Jetfire. Now, as I said, this is the Takara Tomy version. If you remember my original review of Jetfire that was released here in the States, one of my complaints was all the chrome that it had. And I also wished that a lot of the guns had black painted on them to homage that original G1 Jetfire toy. And lo and behold, that's exactly what Takara Tomy has given us. A bit of a reversal, as they're usually the ones that give us the chrome-on figures. They've kind of actually taken the Hasbro role here. But for the packaging, this is what you see. You got the nice image here of Jetfire, or Skyfire. I prefer calling him Skyfire, but we all know the history, so it is what it is. Transformers alongside here. On the top, you got some more stuff that I can't read. It says Transformers Legends, because, you know, Skyfire is really a legend. You got a nice image there on that side, and then an image of the toy on that side. Down here on the back, you got some stuff that I can't read, as well as his robot mode and his vehicle form. And then a whole bunch of other kind of cartoonish looking things, which are kind of cute looking, actually. It's like you got Rhinox playing with the Generation 1 the Optimus Prime. I mean, that's kind of funny. And then, ironically enough, what looks to be Optimus Primal playing with the Transformers animated Optimus. I really dig that. But for the packaging, that's about it for it. Very different than what we get here in the States, but pretty cool nonetheless. So without further ado, let's get this guy open and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have the Takara Tomy version of Jetfire opened up and out of its packaging. And before I continue on, I really would just like to dedicate this review to a guy who sent me an absolutely amazing message on Facebook, telling me about his struggles with his health currently, and how reviews from me and guys like Pia and Vangelis kind of help him escape reality. It really is absolutely amazing. And I cannot thank you enough for the amazing words that you sent to me. So, Jake S., this review is dedicated to you. And now, on to Jetfire. As you can see, there really isn't a heck of a lot different between this and the that we got from the Hasbro themselves. I mean, it still has all the same stuff, all the same features and everything. The biggest thing that you're seeing is that all of the bits that were chromed on the Hasbro one have been painted red, and the gun portions have actually been painted black, which is such an amazing, amazing improvement. Now, I talked about how in doing it like this with the red and then having some black on here, it would nicely resemble that original G1 toy. So setting this there, and I'm going to make the wings a little bit smaller just to take up less room. But here he is, and here's the G1 Jetfire. And again, just so much nicer. I mean, you come around here, you look, like I said, you got just black little stripes on here and things like that, but adding the black to the guns just really nicely kind of pays better homage to the way that the original one looked. And that's not to say that the Hasbro one was bad. It's just, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it as close to the actual toy as possible, and I think this is it. So bringing in the Hasbro one to take a look at that, and here is that Hasbro one. And again, the chrome really is nice. I really don't mind it, but the regular red plastic just has such a much better feel, I think. One thing that obviously you don't have to worry about is any kind of scraping. I mean, looking at this, I have noticed that there have been some scratches that are on here, which kind of is unfortunate, but it's the nature of what we basically have. The chrome is going to scratch and unfortunately not look as good, but I mean, it looks so much better, especially with the black on there, I think. It's a much nicer overall appearance, I really do feel. You know, and then one other thing that you're able to notice kind of right off the bat is that, at least here in jet mode, everything else pretty much looks the same. I don't see really anything all that different. I'm trying to see if maybe, no, those look about, I was trying to see if the cockpit was a different color, but those look the same. No, okay, you can see some black details right there on what will be his knees, though that's lacking on the Hasbro one. Well, actually, I have these down, so, I mean, you can see all the striping is basically the same. The color for the stripes are basically the same. The Autobot logos look identical. identical. Those don't really look different. And then again, you got the black bit right there. But something also that I am noticing is that you can see that there's a stripe of red going across what will become his chest. That was lacking on the Hasbro one. And the Autobot logo is much nicer on here. I mean, this had a kind of all red plastic, which was much harder to actually make out the Autobot logo. You can see it a whole lot nicer on the new Takara one. I mean, zooming in to see that, I mean, obviously, both of them are Autobot logos, but the Hasbro one is just all red, so all you're seeing is the molding, whereas the actual Takara one has this nice silver paint throughout it, so it really highlights it and allows you to see the Autobot logo a lot better. But beyond that, that's really about it that I can see in terms of his jet form. Robot mode actually might have some more. I mean, obviously, the guns are a little different. The heads are, his extra mask is identical, and I just shot the missile, but you can see that the Hasbro gun has the red chrome as well, whereas the Takara one is just the red plastic. Much nicer, just seems much more durable. The molding is exactly the same, so nothing with that really changes too much. So beyond that, I mean, that's about the differences that I can see here. Now, because we did review this and take a look at the instructions on how to transform it already, I'm going to go ahead and skip that. If you need any help with transforming this guy, I'll put the link to my full review down in the video description, so go ahead and check that out. But using some movie magic, we're going to go from Jetfire looking like this. And it is absolutely amazing what a few, and I really do mean a few paint applications can do for a figure. I mean, as you can see, it is really quite dramatic, honestly. I mean, at least in person, the chrome, while always looking good, the black on here just really brings it out so much nicer. And not even looking at those, when I was going through in the jet mode, highlighting the different pieces that I found, all I really found were like 3 paint applications on each leg, so a total of 6 right there, 7, 8. That's it. That's all I can find on this just body. But those just look great too. Especially here in the legs. I think the legs a little bit more so. Just because having those little black dots really breaks up all the white that's just his legs. And then when you do look at the guns, I mean, like I said, the red plastic just nicer represents what that G1 toy had. In addition to the black. The chrome was never bad looking. It's just the G1 toy never really had it. So it was kind of weird, honestly. And I really do think that it's a strange touch that Hasbro decided to release this figure with the chrome instead of the other way around. To my knowledge, the G1 toy never had chrome on it, so I don't get why they would do that anyhow. But taking a look at that G1 toy, here it is. And like I said, the black that you have added on here just does a much better job of recreating that original look. I mean, so very cool. And then the other thing is, with the extension of the red, it nicely resembles this bit here a little bit more. Now granted, I probably would have liked a few more black paint details, like if this piece right here, which has this black sticker, if this section right there is painted black, I think that would pull things out a little bit nicer. But all in all, I think they did a terrific job of really updating this and giving a little bit more of a vintage toy look. It's just absolutely impressive. And articulation wise, everything is the exact same. Bringing in his regular gun, you can see that that fits in very nicely. Well, I shoot that, and then you can take the mask and you can put that on there as well, and that's going to create that more kind of Valkyrie or whatever look. I don't know, I never really liked that, honestly, but just getting that out of there. I mean, everything on this is just an absolute improvement. Now, the price is substantially higher than the regular retail version, and that's kind of unfortunate because, in my opinion, this is the one that we should have gotten at mass retail. But that's not to say that the Hasbro one is bad or anything, and I think more people than not are kind of just going to ignore it and not even bother picking this one up, because that other one just really is very good on its own. And you can take these pieces off and, you know, have a perfectly normal looking Skyfire. I mean, it's possible to do. I mean, just leaving these on gives them that Jetfire toy look. But like I said, I think overall, the only people that are going to really want to get this are hardcore collectors. And the rest, are just gonna pass on this. I do love it and I do highly recommend it, so if it is something that you are interested in, it is in stock right now at Big Bad Toy Store. So all you have to do is click on the link down in the video description, you go to Big Bad Toy Store and you can pick this up and add it to your collection today. But ultimately, it's all personal preference. And if you have the money to get this, I absolutely recommend it. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Don't forget that you can keep in touch with me by liking my Facebook page at facebook.com/TeamBotimus and by following me over on Twitter at twitter.com/Optibotimus. Also, I'd encourage you to check out my new website at optibotimusreviews.com, where you can see all my videos from the previous week, see what I have coming up for future release, and also get your very own Optibotimus t-shirt. And finally, I'd also really appreciate it, guys, that if you like this review, don't forget to please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.